Hello everyone, welcome back to Bhaskar Bricks. Today I have another set review for you and I'm very excited about today's set review because this is the Starfleet Voyager from 1981. Now we have to remember, for back in the day, this is a very large and very detailed set for 1981. For those of you who know, I love classic space, but until I got this set, all I've had were three little rovers, three little ground vehicles. So to get a spaceship of this significance really is kind of a dream come true for me. And hopefully this isn't my first dream come true classic space. I hope this is just the beginning of many awesome classic space sets to come. But yeah, let's jump right into this. Now, one of the things that I really like about classic space is there's so many little oddities in here that you really have to use your imagination to find out why they're there. For instance, we look at the nose, and the nose can point down. Is that a purposeful, play feature? Maybe, maybe not. It is worth mentioning that, at least according to Jang Bricks, back in the day, a lot of ships, I think there was a train of some sort that was popular because its nose could point down and it gives the pilot a better view up ahead. So this could be used when it's landing, but who knows? Maybe that's not. You gotta use your imagination. What are these weird things up on the front here with the ladders? Which, by the way, nice that they include the ladders. Like, they don't tell you what those are. Do they project sound waves? Are they radars? Are they weapons? They don't tell us, which you have to really use your imagination, which I think is great here. There's a lot of room for a lot of great imaginative play, or at least there was, I should say. Nowadays, this is definitely a display collector's model here. Of course, as we move to the back, we have once again some more things you have to use your imagination of. What are these? They look like rockets. What kind of rockets? Are they just used to boost the ship forward, or are they missiles? You could detach them and fly them around as missiles. What are those red bits on the front? Those kind of look like weapons. Are they weapons? I don't know. Gotta use your imagination. Of course. Now we move to the back and we get the main play feature here in the back, which you do a very classic space thing. You take off a 1x2 tile, the back opens up, and it reveals the main play feature of this set, which is this crate, which has some great classic space printing on it, which is in decent condition. You have these shutters, which you open up, and you can put stuff inside. Now, there is supposed to be stuff inside. Sadly, I do not have that stuff. Here's a quick screenshot from a Jang Bricks video, his review of this set. But that is what is supposed to be in there. I sadly don't have it, but you can imagine, flying this around back in the 80s, landing on a planet, maybe an unfamiliar planet, maybe a familiar planet, maybe there's already tools in here that you're carrying around, maybe it's empty, and you're gonna put some nice moon rocks or some minerals or something in there. You can imagine a lot of cool stuff is gonna come out of that. Now, of course, let's go all the way back up to the front, because I somehow skipped the canopy, where we have this really cool translucent dark blue plate here on the top, which that hinges up and you can put a figure in there. Not really any detail in there, just place for a figure. It's good enough. But if you look at the bottom, you can see that he actually has a window so he can look down. When he's flying and landing, he can look down, which is, it's really cool. Now that's awesome. So much charm is in this model. Really is. That's what it is for me. Charm. This is an extremely charming build. Does it hold up nowadays? No. But it feels very 80s space, very early space, while we're still, while we're understanding of how our spacecrafts are going to look in the future. It's still, we were still figuring things out relatively back then. With things like Star Trek and Star Wars being the more popular forms of space entertainment, while nowadays we have a lot of realism. A lot of the times we got these really unique and creative toys back in the day, which are just so cool to look back on. We truly are never gonna get another classic space like this. So I'm so happy that I got an opportunity to take a look at this, and I hope you also like taking a look at it with me. Alright, now let's get into what really makes a classic space set a classic space set. That is the classic space astronaut. Now, these guys are, despite their simplicity, I truly believe that classic space figures are timeless. This guy is a red classic space minifigure, which is big for me because I actually only have 3 yellow guys. So to finally have one that's not yellow, it's kind of a big deal to me. This guy is in pretty decent condition. Now, the yellow on his torso is fairly rubbed off. That's not uncommon, that's to be expected. And besides that, the really only other thing damaged is a little nick on the back of his air tanks. Though those air tanks are made with a different kind of plastic than the rest of his body, so sometimes they were prone to little things like that. And he does use the old, thinner chin strap, which is cool. So I do believe that is the right version of the chin strap, and with all those, tells me that this is probably the original minifigure that came in the set, which is cool. A lot of times these figures are often swapped around. This guy doesn't look like his parts were swapped around. He looks authentic to the time when the set came out. So I think this is the original guy, which is cool. Now, I'm not necessarily mad at any of the damage on this guy, because I don't know, it kind of makes me feel good. Not only does it make him authentic, but it's nice to know that this guy has, he's been on some missions. He's brought some children joy over the years, hopefully, and now he gets to go into retirement in my collection and be preserved so more people can enjoy him in the future. So let's get on to the overview. Alright, well, that was our deep dive into set number 6929, the Starfleet Voyager. Now, I've been collecting classic space on and off for a little bit here. This is my fourth original classic space set. This is my, what would it be then? This is my sixth in total, if you were to include the Galaxy Explorer and Benny Space Squad. So, yeah, out of all my original classic space sets, this is by far the biggest in my first spaceship. My first flyer of any sort. So my other two are just kind of rovers, some ground vehicles. So this is a huge step forward for me, and I was kind of off classic space for a while, but this has really given me the motivation to start looking around on eBay again and dive right into this fantastic part of LEGO's history. So yeah, with that, everyone, that's just about it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, of course, maybe consider leaving a like and subscribe. And if you want to hear more from me, if you want to see more of my stuff and maybe a little bit more of a more personal view on me, maybe consider checking out my Discord. I'm trying to keep up with that even with the very low amount of members on there. So maybe consider joining my Discord if you want to see more of me. And with that, everyone, I'm going to sign off for now, and I hope to see you in my next video.